Hi there. I am Dory with Prairie Scraps, and I'm here on YouTube tonight. And you're going to think it's a weird night because I'm planning on doing a t shirt, and it's not Tuesday. I know, I've been doing t shirts on Tuesdays, but I am in a vendor event on Facebook, and I was needing to go live, and I have a really cute t shirt project. So I wanted to share it with everybody. I can't be in two places at once. At least I don't think I can on Facebook. So I'm just going to go ahead and go live on YouTube so I can share with everybody. And then we will. Oh, I was like panicking because I thought it was my group. And I'm like, what happened to all the people in my group? All right. So I am going to go live in that group now. So it seems kind of weird. That's because I am going live on Facebook. And so, but I thank you all for being here. Make sure that you subscribe, do all the things. And if you're here on the replay, put hashtag replay. I get it. Things happen and you can't get on right when it's live or you don't see it or whatever. Things get lost in the wayside. And so, but I would love to know that you're here and that somebody's out there and you're enjoying it. That helps me kind of create more information, more creative projects here. So with that, I think we're just going to get here into my vendor event here. I apologize, a little distracted. It's always hard to type and talk different things. Okay, so we are going to make a t-shirt with our current club transfer and with ink, of course. Oh, I need to get out the inks. I love working with inks, and I'll probably say that all over again. But so we've kind of had a busy weekend this weekend. As you all know, I've been creating up a storm, getting ready. I don't know why my hole punch is at my feet. It's on the floor. I have been creating up a storm, getting ready for a bridal shower for my son, and so that has been kind of crazy doing that. I don't know if I'm thinking about doing just one solid color. I know it's not like me, but I'm still thinking. So you never know. You never know what I'm going to do on this t-shirt. I think maybe I'm going to put out yellow. I don't know. I'm kind of hedging towards one color just to show how easy peasy it is to ink. This is kind of one of those basic videos to tell you everything about chalk couture. So we made it through the shower. Everything went well. Let's see, what can I do? Yeah, I certainly cannot. Oh, it was. I forgot which one it is. I have two different people by the same name in the group, and I can't remember which one. Okay. All right. I think I remembered. I'm going to just tag her because she asked to be reminded. So, all right. We're going to get going here. Do done. Done. I wish would. Why? Our internet has not been working great today, so hopefully we can do this. Just open it up again. Of course, every loud truck is going to go by. I am out in the little Airstream 1953 Done. Airstream camper. And I think I'm going to have to start all over because I don't know what I just did. I broke it. Who knows? Goodness. I had to start all over. Sorry about this. So I did 10 tiered trays. If you haven't seen all the videos, go back and watch those because they're there are lots of videos. I was making all the stuff for all the tiered trays, which was very fun. Let's turn this around. I wish they'd, oh, I was going to say, I wish YouTube would make it so you could turn around. I'm assuming you guys, I need to go back and check. Can you guys see everything? Can you read it the correct way? Because when I look at it on my live slip, it looks backwards. And on YouTube, I can turn around. And I'm wearing my literally freezing because we've gone back to freezing and it's supposed to go down to 37 tonight. Raining, hail, sleet, the whole 9 yards. It's supposed to rain until Tuesday. So we're back to fun La La Land here in Idaho as per usual, right? As per usual, just seems like it's never going to stop. It's just going to carry on. Now, why didn't that help me out? There it is. Okay. And I was going to try to, oh, am I in the right place? Members of the, oh, I'm in the right place. I think there must have been a glitch. Must have been a glitch. To your post. Check in. And I want to let this lady know. Okay, I'm letting her know she asked. I try to remember those things. I'm not very good at it. All right. Oh, she's around. All right, here we go. Hopefully. There we go. Get this set up. I'm sorry about my arm. Okay. Ooh. Oh my goodness. This is bad. It almost fell. I'm always concerned when I have a smell of something burning. Maybe it's outside. Maybe it's outside. I don't like that. They will do like on top of, you know, it being nasty weather out there. We actually seems like they're doing a burn out there. Okay, here we go. Hello, hello, hello. I am Dory Joe, and I'm here tonight. I know it's a little late for some of you, especially if you're on the East Coast. I am here in the vendor group with the cherry on top, and I'm excited. I've been meeting so many of you. Hey, Cheryl, good to see you. Make sure when you come in, you say hello to me so I know you've been here. And I thought we would start the week off or end the week, right? Depending on how you look at it. But tomorrow I'm going to be talking about ink and the group. And so I thought I would just start right off tonight with a DIY video of me making a very easy peasy, I think easy peasy, um, t-shirt for my husband for Father's Day. And the cool thing is he's not in this group, so total surprise for him. He checks YouTube, which is where I'm also over. I do have a little YouTube channel over there. So if you want the link for that, just put YT and let me know. But I just went to one of the local, or not local, nothing is local to me. I can tell you that. Craft stores and just picked up a t-shirt. I actually kind of refuse to buy things when they're not on sale, although because I am more than 2 hours away from any of the big, really nice craft stores, it's very hard for me to coordinate when there's a sale. So sometimes I don't always hit a sale, but when I see them on sale, I do stockpile them because I need them. I need them, right? I need them. No, I do. I'm kind of getting ready for my summer events, and we are going to be. My daughter sells flannels through the winter months. She's 16, and if you have friended me, you probably saw my daughter's prom dress. We had prom last night, and she made her own prom dress, so that's pretty exciting. But tonight she does her own. She's very creative sort. I have no idea where she got it. A little bit from me maybe. But she is actually she does sewing, but she will take, we buy flannels at thrift stores and bleach them in the summertime. I highly recommend that activity for the summertime. But we bleach them. She bleaches them. It's all her. She does her own creations, and then she takes and she inks the backs and sometimes, little things on the front of the flannels, and then she sells them at our local craft fairs and things. And it is sort of a thing that is more popular during the winter, so I decided I'm going to be making a bunch of t-shirts. So I've been going live every Tuesday on my YouTube channel and my business page and VIP group, all three places. And I do t-shirt Tuesdays. So it's less calories than Taco Tuesdays. There's no calories involved for you. You can just sit back and relax. But I thought since I have an opportunity to make a t-shirt, my husband kind of checks my other places. So I thought tonight I would make a t-shirt for him for Father's Day under the radar. So I'm going to be using tonight the Club Transfer, and it is called Premium Gasoline. And I know it looks kind of messy because I've already made one item with this. Our transfers are reusable. They can be used 8 to 12 times, just depending on how hard they're used, how well you clean them, all that kind of thing. You can see the stains from use with black. I did use black on it, and it's going to stain it. Red also stains. It's all good. As long as you get those screen parts out, there's silk screen in those white parts. And as long as you get that cleaned out with just plain water and maybe a board eraser, we have these little board erasers we sell very inexpensively. I just clean them out under the sink do the front, do the back a little bit very gently, and then do the front again. And then when it is done being cleaned, this is for chalk paste. Oh, and I stuck this on the wrong side. So I tried to tell you this kind of at last minute last night because I forgot live when I did the 101. If you have not watched my Chalk 101 and you are fairly new to Chalk Couture, I highly suggest going back and watching that because that's kind of the basics of everything. But I tried to tell you right at the very end, if you stayed that long, to make sure to mark the back of your backing, because this is what happens. It sticks pretty tightly if you put it on the wrong side, which I did. They recently changed our backing papers, and I can't tell the difference. I haven't figured it out yet, and I used to be really good at it about it, so I used to know which was which, and I clearly have failed. So I'm going to take a pen and mark this. You could take a Sharpie or a pen and mark the back. This is clearly the back. It should never stick to your backing that hard. But so once you wash it, just go ahead and lay it out flat with the sticky side up to dry for a little bit. And when you see that most of the moisture is completely gone, go ahead and stick it back on the correct side of the backing to continue drying. So I'm going to just put a little X on the back so I don't do that again, because the next time we wash it, we do not want it to be sticking like that. That was not good. Um, it is a silk, so when you pull it off and on things, you want to pull straight on this way or this way, horizontally, and you never want to pull on the transfers at a diagonal. And the reason for that is if you've ever done any sewing or anything like that, you know that fabric, when you go, what is it called? It's not, the grain is this way and that way, but it's the, oh, I'll come up with it. If someone comes on, please let me know if you know what it is. That would be very helpful. It's a cross grain of it. So anyway, it pulls it out of sorts, the fabric, and then the next time you use the transfer, it may not be exactly as you were, might be stretched out a little or whatever. So you just want to pull straight from side to side and not the other ways. So I am going to use a handy dandy. This is something I got on Amazon. I don't even, if you would like to know where to get this is a t-shirt alignment tool. You can either go ahead and go on Amazon or Google it or whatever, find it other places, or just message me and I will get you a link, or drop down below a line and I will get you the link. I don't mind. But obviously I don't represent Amazon in any way, shape, or form. I don't even do the business form or anything like that. So at this point anyway, but so we are going to take this transfer that I very carefully peeled off. If that ever happens to you and you feel like it's really stuck, you could also run it underwater and pull it. And the other thing too, speaking of taking care of transfers, if you get them stuck to each other and it seems like it's really stuck in something you can't get apart, you can run it under the just room temperature water and it will come unstuck for you. Just careful, slow, take your time. Kind of like I was trying to tell my college son today. We drove, we were going to go fishing and we were driving and we hit a hailstorm and there was 6 inches of hail on the highway and cars were in the ditches and stuff. And I'm like, just take it easy, take it slow, take your time. So that's what you want to do with this. You want to think about that. If it gets stuck to something and you're impatient and you want it to come apart, don't worry about it. Just take your time, take it easy. Okay, so to get this lined up, since this is just going to be the whole transfer, this is our club transfer, like I said, and I'll tell you about it in just a minute, but I'm going to fold it in half so that, and then just kind of crease it up at the top. I don't want to crease it super hard, so it's permanent, but I want to find the center point because I've just basically eyeballed where the center is. I take a look at where the tag is on the I like to look at both sides. Sometimes I will, take something and eyeball measure it just to see that I've got the center of the t-shirt, because nobody wants a t-shirt where it's cockeyed, right? Or, comes out wrong. So that's my advice to you. You could definitely go through and just measure. I'm not very good about measuring. I'm just not. I don't know. I'm kind of a lazy crafter, maybe just a little bit impatient. A lot of, my attention span isn't long enough for measuring and figuring out math. So anyway, but if you, little bit, we're putting this down. It's a sticky backed, like I said, reusable transfer. And I'm just going to stick this down and I'm going to stick my camera over there down as well. Okay, so that's about all we need, that center. I don't do anything technical. I just go line it up on the bottom of this, on the bottom of the alignment tool, because our transfers all come like evenly spaced and with things like put in the right places. So that's kind of the cool thing. One of the things I would say my number one most favorite thing to do is to actually ink fabric. And the reason for that is because it is so forgiving. It's actually, even though it's a permanent ink that we use, it is actually more forgiving than chalk in a lot of cases. Not that chalk is hard, because you guys, if you saw the 101, you saw how easy peasy that was to do. And I didn't just make that up. Some people were saying, oh, you made it look so easy peasy. I didn't make it up at all. So I granted I have done it a while, and I make mistakes and then I find fixes. So that's why if you aren't already in my VIP group, you should just put VIP down below. I'd love to have you there. You can learn lots of tricks and ideas and inspiration. And I love to hear from other crafters, even if you're not doing chalk couture. I love to hear all the different things that you're making and up to, and just ideas. Even I like, sometimes I put things out, should I use this color or that color? So the thing that I'm trying to do is figure out if I am going to use just plain black velvet. This is our black velvet, and like I said, this is our Chalkology ink, and this is permanent. It's non-toxic. You don't have to worry about children using it. We did foster care for 3 years and had 16 different kids through our household, and most of them actually left my house with at least one inked t-shirt that they made themselves. So usually they come to us without clothing. Sometimes, just the clothes on their back. It's totally true. And so I would always try to make a t-shirt or two and with them, so they could have something special and hopefully remember me. So I don't know. I don't think they always do, but that's okay. That's a traumatic time when they're being taken out. But so we are using the ink, and I'm actually, maybe I'm going to use, I've also taken out Candy Apple Red as well as our Bumblebee ink. And these are all inks. And I'm kind of actually thinking about doing this. I have to tell you, I'm using this month's club transfer because it has the premium gasoline. My husband is a mechanic. Auto technician is the technical term for it. And he works at the dealership in town, just down the street from where we live. And he is one of the top, actually, in the nation for the GM. And when he saw this transfer, I actually made a little banner earlier on my VIP group, and he was like, I could hang this on my toolbox, or I could hang it here. He was telling me all the places he could hang it. So in other words, this is a hit with the guys, especially guys who, are kind of like handy guys. If they use tools, or they like to work on cars, or they like classic cars, or any of those things, this is going to be a great gift. You can only get this transfer if you sign up for our craft club. It is so much fun. There is nothing better than getting fun mail, and this is the fun mail. It costs $21.99. That includes the shipping. It's a little more in Canada. I don't think we have Canadian people, but if we do, I'm sorry. I don't mean to ignore you at all. It comes with 3 paste packets, so not the ink, but the paste packets. And if you'd like more information about getting the ink, let me know and I'll help get you that worked out. And then it also, the first time you sign up, for the first month you sign up for the club, you do get this little squeegee, the mini squeegee with it. So you'll be able to do, it's reusable as well as the transfer. So you'll be able to reuse it over and over and over, get lots of use out of it, and lots of fun projects, right? Because who doesn't love a little gasoline, premium vintage looking gasoline tank? So the first thing I am going to do is just do this. I think I'm going to do this gas tank in red. I think that is the place to start. The reason I love doing ink the most is because it is so forgiving. Chalk paste you want to use, fairly quickly. It's not like you have to go so fast you don't have time to think. But if it dries in the transfer, it will stick to the transfer. So you want to kind of work quickly so it doesn't dry before you're done with it. I'm trying to decide where I'm going here. I have to pay a little bit of attention because I'm just doing this small tank in the middle. So you could go over, I've seen some really cute transfers with this just in plain black on a white surface or gray surface looks just as good because it looks so vintagey. You could do brown, you could do any color. The sky's the limit. That's where Chalk Couture is really a great way to, make things personalized without having to know how to paint. Like literally, I love the fact that I don't have to use a paintbrush because I am not really great at painting. I'm not good at staying in the lines. Do you guys like to paint or color, are you artists? I'm going to do the speaking of lines, I'm going to do these lines here and I'm going to actually set aside my little squeegee here and I'm going to use one of our tools. So if you want this, all the things for this particular project, just go ahead and put gas and I will put together a cart link for you. You would have to sign up for the club. So I would send you first the club sign up because you want to get any kind of benefits as a club member. As a club member, you will get lots of different like sales. You get free shipping on your club member, on your club transfer every month. And I'm just using this little tool, just like a paintbrush. I call this my paintbrush. This is as difficult as it gets. And trust me, my short attention span doesn't always do the little things. If you watch me enough, you'll see that I'm like not even about doing a lot of little things just because I don't like to try to do the finite things. Some people are really talented that way, and that's great. And you could do that. Like I see people and they could do like all these little things, like all in different colors. And I'm like, I'm not there. I guess maybe I shouldn't have done these in red. I think I'm probably not done with red yet. If you make a boo-boo with red in the ink or with any color in the ink, if you make a little boo-boo and you mix it off to the side, you do something off to the side, it's okay as long as you catch it right away. I'm looking for the lid. I'm going to close this up. With inks, I'm a lot more careful. I try to close it up right away so it doesn't dry out, but also so I don't make a mess. It's a thing. I'm a messy crafter. If you are a messy crafter, I would love to see messy down below. Put how messy you are. Oh, I was thinking about this too. I missed that. I guess I was thinking about the star in the middle. I feel like it needs to be yellow. So I'm using Bumblebee in the ink. I find it just, and this ink really does last a long time. If I open something and it's almost gone, like it takes a long time before I actually have to replace my inks. So I'm just going, unlike with the chalk where you have to pull it back and kind of do some, fancy work as far as pull it back, let it dry in between. I'm not doing that. It doesn't really dry in between. It doesn't get stuck in the transfer. So I could do this whole thing without having any, any boo-boos. And it's really easy to like set it back down on the, trying to get everything. Sometimes with, I did use the ink mat in here. You might have seen that at the beginning. The ink mat helps it from going through to the other side. It also holds it in place. It's a sticky backed mat. I almost forgot about that because I kind of did it while I was talking. But if you're planning on doing one, you could also use a piece of cardboard. It's totally fine. It would work. It's just not as nice to hold it still. And if you're like me, like I said, I'm totally a messy. I'm definitely messy. All right. Here I'm doing the open. I'm trying not to go overboard with the color because I'm not sure. I might do the premium in yellow. That's going to be my next one. like I said, I love doing this on fabric because with the ink, because it does not stick and peel off. If you ever do peel your transfer up and you find that there's a spot that you maybe missed or it came up with the transfer, all you have to do is put that transfer back down and you can redo it in that area. That's a great thing. This is not a one-time use, so you can just keep working at it however you need to. Okay. Next, last chance, it says. Next service, 100 miles. That maybe was how it was back in the day, since this is making it look vintage, right? So we're just gonna. Sometimes the t-shirt does soak up or fabric. You could do tea towels, you can do oven mitts. If you saw my post, you would see that there was like all kinds of different ways that you could use the ink. Oh, you can do it also on glass and metal. And first of all, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. After I'm done doing this, I will go ahead and um, make sure that I'm moving on to the black velvet. I'll let this dry for 24 hours. And then after that, I'm just grabbing a new one. If I was in my kitchen, I would go ahead and wash it. But since I'm not, I'm just going to use a new one. And, because I'm a designer and have several in here, I will just go to a new one. So that in the time of TV, it helps you out. You don't have to wait for me to wash things that way. Um, so I will let it dry for 24 hours, air dry on a flat surface. If you accidentally fold it over while it is still wet, you could possibly actually ink it over on itself. I have done that. So I'm just telling you from my own experience. I will take the mat out. I don't like the mat to dry out, air dry. I keep all the packaging from my mat and just stick the mat back on. Why does that look like it still goes up there? Because it does. And then in between each coat, or when I'm trying to peel it off, I check my fingers frequently to make sure I don't have little pieces, little bits of ink on my fingers, because I do not want to spread my inkness. Let's just put it that way. I'm just going to go right out to here and do this out here because I know I'm going to do it. Huh. And sometimes you'll like look at it and then you peel it back and it's not that it peeled off. It's just that maybe you didn't see that you didn't hit it, or it soaked in more than you thought. It will go through to the back. I did that once and never again. That's a mistake I don't want to make again. I'll just tell you that. I'm going to do this full service right here. It says full service garage. It says premium gasoline at the top. And then the little gas pump says gas. And you can peel, like put it down and then pretty much get up any excess that's not in that fat, in the side part. Pretty much get that all back up and put it back in the jar or go on to the next part of the project. It's very economical, the ink is. Chalk is too, same thing with chalk. You don't have to leave big gobs of it on the screen. You want it in the white parts, but not in the teal parts. So just squeegee it up like you would off the window and keep going. So there's a line all the way around. So I'm just kind of working it in there, putting it down, getting it into the. And also the other thing, if you think I've gone a little crazy, there are like little specks to make it look vintagey throughout this transfer. So that's why I'm going into these spaces where it looks green, but there are little specks. So our transfers are super detailed. They really, have beautiful detail on them. So once we get this dry for 24 hours, I'll come back with an iron and a piece of parchment paper, not wax paper, parchment paper. And I will put that between the t-shirt and my iron just to protect it. And I will iron on the hottest heat you can for your fabric for a few minutes and just heat set the ink. So ink you want to heat set. You don't have to do that with the chalk paste. Chalk paste will pretty much stay around as long as you want it to. There we go. And I'm working over this to squeegee it up a little bit so it doesn't stay on there. And then I think pretty much maybe I'll do this corner. I'm just doing the areas that are near my black because I guess this is all black here. Down here it says get your kicks on. Route 66 is what I did in yellow below it. It's like you get your kicks on Route 66. So I'm hoping my husband, he's been coming out with t-shirts. I'm like, no, that can't go out in public. He does, tend to go do things and he's pretty good about not getting oil on things, but he's a hands-on guy. Let's just say that. He likes to be hands-on with things. We're getting almost all the way around, but I am going to do the rest because I know that they're tight places. Like I said, I've used this before and tried to do it with a mini squeegee and it was kind of tight. So I'm going to see, I got a little bit on my finger, and what I'm going to do is just go ahead and wipe that off. I always keep wipes next to my area. Ooh, that one is got a lot of ink, and I tend to go through a little bit more wipes when I'm doing ink because I don't want to get any splooches on it. Hey Meg, good to see you. Glad you're watching. Make sure you check in if you're watching on the replay. Put hashtag replay so I know you were here, and let me know what you think. Let me know if you think this is a great idea. Do you have someone in your life that is a dad and would love this for Father's Day? Let me know that. Like I said, this little tool is just like, and I only have one of these, and I just keep washing it with my wipe. It's all right. I suppose I could have many, but no need. Less cleanup in the kitchen for me because I go to my kitchen sink and clean all the transfers and everything after I'm done, and this keeps me from having to clean in the kitchen. And I've just found you just take, especially when you're doing these small areas, you just take your time a little bit. I apologize for taking a little bit more time than usual. Maybe this isn't like your 10-minute DIY video, but it's going to be worth your while to see how it turns out. I'll be showing that right at the end. I'm so excited. I've been meeting some of you that are really crafters, really talented crafters. Really excited. If you're a crafter, put craft down below. I would love to connect with you. I have a VIP group where I try to share crafting ideas, not just mine, but I love to hear from other people, their ideas too, and see what everybody's working on. That's the best part about crafting, is sharing with others and giving people help or ideas. So, all right. I think I have all the places. There's not much left that's not colored in. And like I said, this is our little tool that I just go ahead and use like a paintbrush. It's my idea of a paintbrush because I'm not good at painting or fine lines, or, I like the idea of it, and I can see things creatively, but I'm just not very good at it. Actually, I've got carpal tunnel. This morning I, in fact, played drums, and my hands, I could barely feel my hands by the time I was done. So I don't have a whole lot going on for feeling as far as my fingers go. So it's hard to do like fine art, but this has given me a great way to relax and be able to do the same creativeness without a whole lot. It's easy peasy. So even if you're not an artist, you could totally do this. Like I said, my kids have been helping me all along. All right, so I'm going to peel this slowly and just be checking it as I go. You can already see that it is coming out. Pretty exciting. Pretty exciting. I think my hubby is going to like it. And I could see that the top of this 24/7. So I'm just going to go ahead and stick it down with my finger, which is going to get some ink on it. But that's okay. We're going to just go ahead with this, the black ink, and use that tool again in that spot and just fix it a little bit. It's just like using a paintbrush, and hopefully it'll come out. I'm always thinking that's not going to fix it, and I have very, very rarely had it not turn out an ink. So this will be permanent after you heat set it. It actually would be fairly permanent after I do this, and it dries. It'd actually be pretty close to permanent. I suppose you could maybe get it off. If you make a little boo-boo, use a Tide pen, or I just use my wipes on it right away so that it doesn't. I'm just looking really close. Next, last chance. My little line didn't go very well, so I'm going to put that back down right there. The biggest thing about placing your transfers, you want to make sure there's no bubbles. No bubbles. So I'm just going to go through and do this line. It just did not turn out very well. I want to make sure that it looks nice because it divides it out. I'm just going to do that little line there. All right. I guess I won't wash that this time. And I do see I actually have some on my fingertips. I'm going to take it off. Craft, yay, Meg. I'm glad to see that. So much fun. Are you a messy crafter? We're just taking a look, making sure we get all the lines. You can see the little black specks. I think it's okay. And way down at the far bottom, it says tires, petrol, and oils. That's what it says. 24/7, open 24/7. It says, who's open 24/7? Actually, my husband used to be an auto technician on the night shift in a bigger shop, and he would work 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. So I guess it is, but that I just think maybe back in the day. So I just put it back in the backing. Remember, I put a mark on the back so I know which side is the back side. And I will take this in and wash it with that board eraser and get that all cleaned up. And of course, by handling it, I have since gotten ink all over my fingers. So I'm going to clean my fingers before I touch anything more. I'm also going to put this tool away because I've been known to roll that around with ink on it and ink things, and shut my ink up here. So those are the things I do, because I try to keep myself from getting ink everywhere. I'm just known for being a messy crafter. I'm wondering, Meg, are you guys messy crafters? Cheryl, I think you're on, maybe. Love to hear if you're a messy crafter. And if you're on YouTube, let me know too. All right, so there it is. This is the sneaky deaky Father's Day gift for my husband, and I'm going to try not to, if I folded it over and touched there, it could get ink on it because it is pretty wet. But isn't that adorable? Let me get that there so you can see it. Let me get it. Isn't that adorable? So much detail. Let me hold it up closer so you can see how much detail there is. This is the club transfer this month. Oops, this is such a big t-shirt. My husband's a big man. He's 6'7", so these are 3 extra large t-shirts. But you could see there's a lot of room. So even if your guy is medium or small, it would totally fit on a t-shirt. And like I said, I am happy to hook you up with this if you are interested in it. Thank you, Robin. I'm so glad you're here. I know. And honest, I didn't do this. This is not necessarily because I am some great artist or anything. It's really because transfers, it is so easy peasy. You can do this. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, right? All right, and I'm going to I'm going to do my best here to get the mat out. It does stick. This is our ink mat in here, and I'm going to take it out because, like I said, I don't want it to dry out overnight. I'm going to set this somewhere to dry where I'm not touching things. Oh, the inks. And what I didn't tell you is the inks have now come in singles packets. So you can try out the inks with just a singles packet. So a couple of singles packets. You could even do this whole project, sign up for the club, get your 3 chalk pastes. You'll have some other projects that you could do things on, and then get like just what you could get black. Wouldn't black look amazing with this without even the color, or just 2 colors even, and just get a singles paste or singles ink packet, and that would be such a nice easy way to do it. In fact, now that I'm thinking about it, if you sign up for our club during this party, not only will you get into the drawing, and the first one that does, I still haven't had my first order, so it will go into the drawing for the first time order that Tiffany is holding in this party. But also in this party, if you sign up for the for club, all new club members will get a free ink packet from me. So sign up for the club. I'll send you the ink. All you'll need is a t-shirt, and you could do it. So I will go ahead and do that as a kind of a prize for signing up for my club. Like I said, if you want more information, sign up for club, put club down below, and I will also, as a courtesy, send you that ink packet. So that's it for tonight. I thank you so much for coming in tonight to see me do this cute t-shirt for Dad. And I snuck it by my husband, I think, as long as he doesn't check out some of my, stuff. But he's not in the group. So that's kind of a nice thing about the group, is I could do some little projects. Oh, the one thing about this mat is you just want to use plain water very lightly and wipe off. As you could see, it went through, right? You could see all that red and that yellow on there. And you want to wipe off any of that excess ink from it. If it dries on there, it's going to be stuck, and your stickiness of your mat will eventually kind of get not so sticky. It'll just deteriorate quicker because you didn't get that ink off. Plus, I always worry a little bit about ink getting on the next project. So you can see this is the ink mat. You can also cut it down if you were doing something smaller and needed it smaller, but I'm like a purist and don't like to cut things very much. Also, it's so fun to do onesies, or I love to do little t-shirts for my grandkids. That's a fun thing to do. We do t-shirts for our family vacations. I was wearing that on the 101 if you saw that. Oh, Robin, I'll help you with the inks if you would like to know where to start. But it's probably one of my favorite things to do. It is so much fun. Kids love to do it. I tell you what, kids love to do the ink because they love being able to wear something that they made. And one thing I didn't mention is that once this is heat set on the t-shirt, you can wash and dry it. It will not come off. My husband has one from like 4 years ago that my daughter made for him for Christmas, and it has not gone anywhere. In fact, he has worn out that t-shirt and stained that t-shirt so bad, which is why I kind of thought I need to make him a t-shirt. So he's getting new t-shirts with an iron parchment paper over it, and then an iron, Robin. That's how you heat set it. Just keep, as hot as the fabric can handle it. That's how you heat set it. So it's actually very simple. You could also use one of those heat presses if you happen to have one, but it is definitely not necessary. Just use your regular iron, heat set it. I have heard of people who have, run it through the dryer, but I would be cautious about that. That would not, if you do that, do it at your own risk. I never have. I've done tons and tons, and I'll show you. Look, it goes through. So it's being embedded into the t-shirt. So this isn't like vinyl where the vinyl comes off. It's actually in the fabric. And then if you use this on glass or on metal, anything that can go in the oven, you can actually heat set in the oven as well. So you can just go ahead and use the ink on like a mug. You can make your own mugs. You could do a little, you know, it would be cute to put a little gas um, pump on, like, say, one of your metal mugs or something, or your glass ceramic mugs. If you do it with the ink, all you have to do to heat set it is put it in your oven, um, and then turn your oven on to 350. And when it, as soon as it beeps that it's warm at 350, then you set your timer for 30 minutes. And when the 30 minutes is up, turn the oven off and let it cool off overnight in the oven, and it will be heat set. They say dishwasher safe. I tend to err on the side of caution just because I don't want it to go away. I've never had one come off on a mug that I heat set, but I don't throw it in the dishwasher because dishwashers etch everything, right? They're not the safest. They're not the safest on things. You've even seen things that, you know, are totally embedded on there, totally not come off. So, but anyway, you can heat set glass, which is really an amazing thing. It's fun to do, like candle holders and wine glasses, whatever you want to do, as long as you can put it in the oven and heat set it for 30 minutes at 350, and then just turn it off, let it cool overnight, and it is permanent. So like I said, and I could tell you from my own experience, this is not have any odors. I have like allergies and things, and odors bother me a lot, and this does not. So that's kind of the cool thing. Yes, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I am so looking forward to meeting you all. Make sure that you do all the things, you know, friend me. Make sure that you put VIP if you're not in my VIP group, because I do lots of other things. And I will love connecting with you all. Thank you so much, Robin. And I think I'm not sure who else is on because I haven't seen any comments, but thank you so much for joining me today, and have more fun this week. I will be talking a lot more information about inks tomorrow in writing. So have a great evening, and keep on crafting.